everyone. Welcome to the 300th episode of Ye Old Drop Frames. That's what happens when you hit 300. You have to start referring to it as Ye Old.
That was my original suggestion.
Drop Frames. Yeah. I think that's how it's gonna go from here on out. Rami, welcome to the show.
300.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
We've been here a while. I was
yeah.
Someone had the suggestion, I forget the username, Zeke, you might remember it, of watching the pilot episode, which I think we might do. But I've enjoyed reading the comments on the pilot episode, which debuted January 8th, 2015, because those are very funny. 7
years ago?
Yeah, these comments are...
You could see Cohh age when he realized that.
Well, you're gonna see us age. You're gonna see us age the second that we watch this video, because yeah, we look all very much different. It looks very weird.
Credit to Cosmic Blip. Cosmic Blip on Twitter said, "This is probably a stupid idea."
All ideas are stupid on this show, so that they fit right in. They're great. They're great. Rami, I do want to bestow the honor on you, though. We had a long conversation, me, Zeke, and Cohh, on who the 300th episode guest would be, and it settled on you. You're the best guest we've had on the show yet. That's the award name yet. And in your honor, we've minted you a brand new NFT right here. Rami #1 Drop Frames guest with a smiley face. It's yours.
And for the low price of 4 Ethereum, it could be yours.
It's true. Yeah. Don't screen cap this. No, stop screen capping it, guys. You can't steal. No, the intro. You can't steal our NFT. Please don't.
I gotta be honest. I voted for Todd Howard, but I was outvoted as always.
Exactly.
I wanted Keanu Reeves, but you know what? Rami's basically like
he's like both of them combined. Really, if you think about it.
Yeah,
he's them
Todd
together.
Howard, Keanu Reeves.
He really is the Keanu.
They do the little
Howard
fusion thing, like in DBZ, and then Rami.
And then suddenly I'm taller than both of them.
Correct.
I just want a shot of Rami like waking up and going like, "That's not Arabic."
Wait, how old is? How tall is? I thought Keanu Reeves was tall.
I know Arabic.
Yeah, but Todd is like
6'1".
25 centimeters. Yeah, and Todd is 25 centimeters. You add them up together.
What the
and
fuck
it's
is a
6'6".
centimeter? What is that? I don't even know how tall is.
It's real units.
Basically, Todd Howard.
Sorry,
fits in
Rami.
your pocket.
We use freedom units here.
Yeah, was that like an
units.
NFT thing? Is that what a centimeter? He's 5'6". Todd Howard's 5'6". He's not that tall, or he's not that short. Sorry. Yikes.
And there goes any chance of us.
Yeah. Look, Gabe Newell is 5'7". I don't know why this is coming up as people also search for. Gabe Newell's 5'7". Hideo Kojima's 5'8", and Ron Howard 5'9". So there you go. Now, if you ever
to me, they all
put any
register
information-
as short.
Well, the height for men is average 5'9".
Is it really?
In the U.S. is 5'9".
Okay,
for men.
I didn't know that.
You literally could make up random numbers, and I'd believe all of you because I have no idea what this system is. I think I'm 6'5" and a bit. Is me.
I don't know what it is about this show, but for whatever reason, we've had a very distant yet close relationship with the idea of being a furry or furry-related stuff. When you Google how tall is Todd Howard, it says people also ask, is Todd Howard a furry? What? Why does that come up?
Is that a rumor that we missed?
I don't know.
Well, you see, JP,
is that not
as
public?
somebody who is deeply engrossed in the creation of fan fiction, it is extremely important that I know his penchant to furryism.
Weird. The other ones are, what is Todd Howard's net worth? Does Todd Howard have a wife? What is Todd Howard's job? Is Todd Howard the Godhead? And who made Bethesda? So, there you go. Yeah.
Is Todd Howard a Sackville Baggins?
I don't know.
I want to know.
You get it trending. Get the SEO there. You never know. I also.
How many centimeters did you say, Rami? How tall are you in centimeters?
I'm 198 in centimeters.
198. Okay.
Yeah,
you're
tall.
around 6'5".
Yeah, Rami's pretty tall, I would say. I think we're about the same height. It's been so long since I've been in a room. I think the last time was probably at that Marvel Endgame thing in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was probably the last time I saw you, so I don't remember how tall you are.
That's many years ago.
It is, yeah, at this point. Do you guys want to watch this first episode for a bit? We're not going to watch more than 5 minutes of it, I think.
I'm minting that.
Okay. I do want to read the comments here.
I'm
not. There's been some funny ones. Let me scroll down here. Episode 1, we need a spoiler icon. Episode 179, I'll hold my hands up, and when they go down, we're done with the spoilers. That's pretty much the show in a nutshell. That's a good comment there. I think we still use that. Do we have spoiler graphics yet? I think sometimes we do.
We had the skeleton for a while.
Oh, yeah, we've got this right here. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Spoiler graphics. We did it. We did it.
I love how you're asking us, do we have spoiler graphics? You're the only one that makes them?
Yeah, I don't recall this shit. Yeah. Typoco says, seems like a great show. Might be that this isn't something that will have enough content for every week to be around 3 hours. But I would think that at least for every other week, there will be enough to talk about. Host seems spot on for the show, too. There you go. This guy reminded me that I guess we did a one-shot together before we did the show. Because he said, after watching Cohh, and this person calls Zeke Ez. That's now your new name. You now are Ez.
Oh, the Ezekiel. Like, they just shorten it to Easy. Some people do. I'm
gonna go with Ez. It's not easy. It's Ez. On the one shot, it's open for JP to do more with them. This is it. Fuck yeah. What else do we got here? Some of these are very long. Apparently on the first episode, we talked about...
The episodes or the comments?
The comments. Apparently on the first episode, we talked about tips, like getting tips on Twitch, and also baiting for tips. That was the thing that we discussed on that first episode. Okay. Which I don't recall at all.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we just roll it. It's kind of have you guys looked at this? Have you looked at photos from 2015 of yourself before?
I'm not quite sure I existed in that year.
Well, I don't think this is you. I think this is your older, meaner brother. Cohh with a K.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I think that's Cohh.
I remember that dude.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that's
weird, man.
That's an oldie but a goodie right there.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Wait, that was I didn't have kids then? Like that was a different. Oh man. You got the Amish thing going on. I like that.
Yeah, my beard was real long. I don't remember.
Who's the guy in the middle
being that long? I don't know. That it looks like his hair is on his chin. Like it somehow goes from the back of his head all the way to the front. Again, like he's got it woven. It's kind of weird.
Oh, maybe.
No, honestly, like if you go through like just screenshots from episode to episode, like my hair and facial hair, like changed so much throughout the years just because of different like incentives, cosplays,
true.
Things. Like it's very like.
I mean, you are talking about me being a fusion, but if you take the outer panels and fuse them together, you get current day Zeke. It's like wild.
It's true.
That is true. That's a very true statement. Uh-oh, Zeke's reaching for something. This is always a peculiar time on the show.
There we go. I just had to find my glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There we
go. Even better.
Yeah.
If you take the outside images of that, combine them, you get this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't like listening to myself in general on old broadcast. So this is a big ask here, but I guess we'll do this. This is
I don't either, man.
Yeah. I'm
the same way.
I don't mind if it's like a week old, but like 7 years old. That's a stretch. That's rough. I guess here we go. This is going to be rough. There's also a good emote face right there. If you pause it, I look like I have no idea what I'm about to say, which is probably true. All right, I'm going to let this roll. I might have to take off my headphones because it might be too much. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dropped Frames. My name is JP McDaniel. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This is the pilot episode. We've got two co-hosts here that are going to be here every single week. Ezekiel the Third and Cohh Carnage. How's it going,
someone's
guys?
got a hot mic.
Cohh, you're always moving. What?
Always, man.
Always. Zeke, what's going on with you, man? What is that,
much.
Mike?
I'm a little under the weather. I caught some sort of.
I think that was actually in the video, JP.
Yeah, I know.
Not hard enough to put me on my ass, but it's
Probably
everyone
right.
is getting sick right now.
crappy enough to make me.
Wow, everyone's getting sick.
Make my nose a little stuffed, but I'm here. I'm ready to go.
There must be something on the West Coast because like every employee at Twitch right now that I know is sick. Most of them just got back from CES. Everyone that went to CES is sick.
I thought it was JP. If you
so I don't know. I'm
shared
actually
this
kind of
audio
nervous
with
about
me-
traveling on Friday.
I can't believe how much your voice is.
Could have even given me this.
That's just
I'm a
the mic.
Twitch streamer.
My voice
I
is still the
never
same.
leave.
Those who don't
never
know,
leave
that's
the house.
JP's VTuber voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have seen him last night during his Subsplosion dance. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to do this."
Let's try it. It's given.
What's a subsplosion dance? You still do that?
Cohh, you're not
That-
feeling sick, are you?
Every once in a while, yeah.
You did great considering.
Thank you.
It was
So you're
hype
not
it was
feeling
my
sick,
hype
are you?
train
You're not
before
gonna
hype
bring
train
the-
was a thing.
Gotcha.
The
No,
flu
see,
to H1Z1.
I'm gonna skip ahead an
This
hour
is back-
into the show.
Just like last
Dude,
year,
it took us
I'm
like
going to
2
get
years to get my
sick
audio
approximately
worked
10
out.
hours before
Remember
I go
that?
to Sony.
Yeah.
I
I'm
kept
then
getting
going
like I
to
kept
bring it
ducking
all
and
to you,
Great.
and
God, it sounds
then
terrible.
it'll carry right through into PAX.
Well, you're not using the
where I
same
will be one of
mic
the carriers,
I don't think,
instead of the receivers
at all.
and spread the plague.
You were
Oh,
on.
God.
Were you on a
Yeah,
Yeti at this
Elohim was
point?
saying he's sick, or he's
So,
like
yeah.
getting sick last night. So I
I'm gonna
bet you
skip
he
ahead an
brings
hour.
it to
Let's see what we're
Sony,
talking about.
and then like the insane.
God, I put on so
there's
much
just
weight. dude.
invisible blocks
just
everywhere.
see it.
And the game's just an asshole.
I don't see
and
it.
the
I
dev
think
even like
you
has
look
come out and
much
said like
better
this is
now.
designed to be an asshole
honest.
game, which I guess
thank
that kind of falls into the Boshy level of
I don't look nearly as
whatever
dead.
that game is.
Well, I
The
think
best
that's
part
also
about
the
it too,
lighting.
and I don't know how they're doing it, but they get the VODs up very, very quickly on YouTube without the stream ever going down.
Someone
which
said
is
You do
really
not
impressive. I
sound
don't know how
like
they're
you.
doing that. But like I
It
watched
is-
Donkey Kong
It's the
Country
mic. I have different
3
filters
hours
on now.
after watching
That's
it,
what it is.
on Twitch
I've-
on
I've-
YouTube, and it was in.
We all have
720p.
heard you many times IRL.
Yeah.
That does not sound like you IRL.
That does not sound. Yeah,
Hmm.
that
I'm
is not
trying to
you.
think in 2015 where I was living and what setup I had. I think I was still in Dallas at this point, which definitely means my mic situation was not great. I mean, it was the same mic, literal same microphone that I'm using now, but it was running through a different audio setup.
I was still
I guess
using
they're-
the head mic, and if you
Yeah.
if you look on the side, if I give you a good look, the head mic comes out to like here. So like I tied it in a knot to like to like shorten it so it was like right next to my mouse.
Nice.
Because otherwise it would be like way out in front of my face.
Nice. We didn't have an alt screen. I wonder when we got like the alt screen introduced. What is this white blip? Okay, I'm gonna go
Well, there
2
was-
hours in. What?
Yeah, there was no like gameplay footage, was there? This was
No.
just like a talk show.
Yeah, which is I wonder. We'll have to maybe like episode 2. That I would think that got introduced pretty quick.
You know, $5 gets this.
Oh, here's
$10
tips.
gets all of 5 and a shirt. $20 gets all of this and a 1 hour Skype call every month. And you can take
A
this
1 hour
all the
Skype
way
call
up. And
every
what's really
month?
kind of interesting about Patreon is
Oh,
not
my
only does it
shitty
offer
internet's
us
still there, too.
more
Oh, we're talking about
versatility
Patreon.
in how much our subs
I guess
are,
I didn't have
what
a
the limit is
Patreon
for
at
the
this
top
point.
one, what
This
more
was before
importantly,
sub
what we
tiers.
can give back to our community through them doing
Oh.
this stuff. But it's also very transparent. So you see in the top left of every
Oh, I
Patreon,
bet you we
this
were
guy has
using
this
Skype.
many people supporting him.
Yeah.
He's making
Oh,
this
yeah.
much money per month from
We
Patreon.
used
Like
that for the first couple
it's
of
a
years.
very well-built
we switched
system
to Zoom.
to allow structured
little bit.
donating. At
Yeah.
the same time, while giving content
Oh,
creators
wow, I called it
a
donating.
very solid avenue to reward
You called it what? Oh, donating.
Out of donating. Yeah,
we
I've done
hadn't
that for
trained
years.
our
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that had not been trained yet.
people
Oh, wow.
that decide to give more. I'm kind of trying to emulate Patreon with my dual subscription system right now, and that actually.
Cohh,
I
you
fell
sound
into.
identical.
It wasn't on purpose that I
Do I?
have a dual
Yeah.
subscription system. But it just
Even
kinda
your
happened.
cadence
And
of like
that's kind of
explaining
what I'm
things
doing. You know,
is
you
the
can
same.
do $5 a month on Twitch. You get all
Pretty
the sub emotes,
identical,
all that
yeah.
stuff. You can get
Apart
you can
from, like, the
also
Skype
sub on my
blips and the
website
audio
for
blip.
$250. You get private forums, access to huge
Hopefully the mic's a
ways.
little bit better now.
You can do special commands in the chat. You know, like it's
Zeke,
I
pull
can
a
do the hand
question
thing.
from your chat or something that you've seen, and we'll do that as the last one before we do shout outs.
Oh, we did
'cause it is getting a
questions
little
at the
bit,
end of the show.
a little bit
Yeah.
Sure.
I
you
like
bet.
that.
Oh, we
Let's
didn't
see,
even make 3 hours on the first show.
I had one. Let's
see what the question was.
Oh, this is actually a great question that I like a lot because it pertains to. I think about my friends at the Sour Kool-Aid show. Will Twitch?
Your
Oh,
voice,
SKS.
you don't have the like smoker voice a little. I feel like you're a little raspier.
Well, I was sick. If you remember from the beginning of the episode.
Oh, right.
Like I said I was sick. But also like in the past, since I moved to Colorado, basically, like my drinking and partying and all that stuff has basically become nil. So
yeah,
like I don't wake up hungover for drop frames anymore.
Well, that's good.
That was a thing for years.
Oh yeah. I would go out. I'd be like, drop frames tomorrow. I don't have to do a full broadcast. I'm gonna go have some fun tonight. And I'd wake up and I'd have to wear sunglasses because the fucking light hurts my eyes.
I mean, I remember the sunglasses, but I never remember like being hungover affecting the show, or I was never bothered by any of that. So you pulled it off. It never was a thing. Maybe you were feeling rough, but I never felt like it.
Either that's a compliment,
yeah,
or it's a very big not compliment.
I think it's compliment.
It's one or the other. There's no difference between
gaming-based content.
It's already doing it.
Gaming-based content.
Gaming-based content.
Man, imagine if we didn't do that, how much richer we'd be these days. Jesus.
I know, man.
Anything you could call gaming. Do you think that because they have in their I think TOS or something like that, talking about your stream has to be game-based or something like that. Is that not a fact?
Was Just Chatting introduced?
Dude, I don't think Just Chatting was a thing.
No, that was relatively new.
When did Just Chatting?
That was post Amazon, right? Or maybe right before Amazon?
Let's see.
Zeke, is this around the time we met? We must have met 1 or 2 years after this, right?
Because we met at the first PAX South.
Yeah.
Whatever year that was.
I think that was after this.
Just Chatting started in September of 2018. So 3 years-ish after this.
Yeah, 2015 is when we met, Rami. So yeah, this would be around that. No, exactly around that time. Yeah, because this was in January, right, JP?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me check the. Sorry, I got it.
And PAX South was also January, so this was literally right around that time.
This was January 8th, 2015. So PAX South probably would have been after that.
Yeah, it was January 15th.
Yeah. Oh, the weekend after.
Yeah, I think so.
The first PAX
South it was January 23rd.
23rd through the 25th. 2015. Yep.
Oh.
We met on the second day, I think.
Yep.
God, you guys have great memories.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
I remember because I met the dude that you just saw in that video, and like ended up talking to him for like an hour and a half about philosophy while he was completely out of it.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, I was pretty inebriated at that time, and I remember we were leaning up against because a group of Minecrafters I think built or all rented a house together, and I remember there was a pool. Some people were in the pool. And there was also a hot tub set off to the side. And I remember I was leaning on the back of the hot tub talking to this guy about philosophy and teaching people game development and how they like. And this guy was just like, I was sitting there like, you're fucking blowing my mind, man.
Yeah, that was literally it. That was literally it. But then also every now and then, just like it was somewhere between this guy is completely wasted and this guy is hyper intelligent, and I never could figure out which one of the two it was because he would switch between the two. So, yeah.
Rami, I've known Zeke a long time. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Still not sure.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Good times.
Another random stat: we've got 626 videos of drop frames content on YouTube, which means that kind of clocks in because each episode generally is 2 episodes, and we also have like all the E3 stuff in that same playlist, all the specials, all that stuff. Oh man, do you know who our first guest was?
Say it was wrong. That would have been perfect. Was it Tally? It was another streamer, right?
It was another streamer. They I don't believe they stream anymore. I believe there was a lot of controversy around it. Is Bacon Donut. That was right when he joined Nerd Fusion, if I recall correctly.
Fusion.
Okay.
Unless that was
he for those that don't know who we're talking about, he was a Nerd Fusion streamer, large guy, very jovial.
Yeah.
And during the big necessary fire across Twitch, where the Me Too movement came to Twitch, and a lot of stuff came to light that really needed to be put into light. Some stuff came up in his personal marriage, and it was he decided to be very public with everything, and then very publicly leave the scene completely.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it's been 2 years, 3 years, and he's gone.
I believe that's correct. Yeah. Here's a wild thing. Episode 4. We talk about Dying Light in episode 4.
It's a good game.
And I'm actually
great game.
getting
I
ready
just
to
played
play
it again.
I'm getting ready to play it for the first time later this week.
Hell yeah,
or next
man.
week. So
Awesome.
It took
I love that game.
296 episodes.
We got Dying Light 2 now, like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to be doing a side quest in Dying Light soon on Twitch.
There you go. Darkest Dungeon was episode 5.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Survivor Games was episode 6. So that was the DayZ like battle royale thing that the Bohemia Interactive put on with a bunch of streamers. So it was like one of the first.
Was it DayZ or Arma 3?
Same thing, kind of back then. They were still DayZ was part of the Arma 3 mod pack, so it was in.
Let's see, 2015, DayZ had been in development as a full program for about 12 years at that time.
Yeah.
Still chugging along.
Episode 7, we had Total Biscuit on.
Oh man.
Episode
I
8.
had no idea who he was. Like that was one of those times where I was like, no, I had no idea who he was. There was a couple times where you brought guests on there that are huge.
Yeah.
Like big names in the industry, and I didn't know him because I don't do YouTube. Like I'm not saying that to be like cool hipster whatever.
Sure.
It's just not something I was into. So when you said
Total
TV,
Biscuit
I was like, well,
so
I mean, he's no angry video game nerd, right? Like, that was the biggest person I knew in the doing similar to what we do.
Sure.
Yeah. And real quick, and you know, it's crazy to think this, but it absolutely has been long enough. People asking in chat, who is TB? TB was a big YouTuber.
Wow.
His name was Total Biscuit.
Yeah, of course.
He was very well known in his time. He made really quality content. He was really well known in the gaming scene. Unfortunately, he passed away. God, how long has it been now? 2 years? 3 years? And it's been a while.
3 or 4.
I don't know.
I want to say.
Yeah, the lull is TB. That is Total Biscuit. Lull is Total Biscuit.
Yeah.
May 2018. Wow.
I met him very early on when he was doing lots of indie content, and he covered a lot of Flambear's games because he was focused on a lot of indie stuff.
Sure.
Later on, we had a whole bunch of disagreements, but we would still run into each other at like shows. And I remember the last time I saw him because he was seemingly fine at that point. Like that stuff went too fast.
Yeah, it did for sure.
It's just terrifying.
Yeah, TB and I had a very cool relationship in the sense that I did a show called State of the Game. He stole and messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm going to steal your overlay for a podcast that I'm doing called the Co-optional Podcast." He started that, and then I stole the Co-optional Podcast layout for Drop Frames.
Then we frequently,
that's all fair game. That's how it works.
over the years, we frequently would have guests appear like on our show, then their show, show, then our show. JP, you went on the Co-optional Podcast. I at one point went on the Co-optional Podcast.
Yeah.
The thing that always is one of those things like missed opportunities that I'll always have for my life is I'll never forget flying back from a con or something. I was on Skype and he sent me a message. He was like, "Do you want to come back on the Co-optional?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to, absolutely." And then I think it was like a few months later he went public.
Yeah.
With everything that had been going on with him.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, man. Like he was a really good dude. I'll be blunt. I'm in Zeke's boat. Didn't watch a lot of YouTube, didn't follow a lot of content. He was one of like a handful of people that I actually followed. And he's going to go down in history as being one of the first kind of big gaming, like technical gaming coverage YouTubers.
For sure.
He'll always be part of that foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. I always see the commentary amongst just not even my own chat, just random places on the internet of like, man, I wonder what Total Biscuit would think about X, Y, or Z. Like, I wonder what TV would say about NFTs.
Oh yeah.
Or like,
whenever a game does really well with settings, and everyone's like, "Oh, if TB were here to see this," like, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like the God of War settings. He'd probably be praising those right now.
I think Total Biscuit and I would finally agree again.
It's true. There is no FOV. What were we saying, Rami?
I think Total Biscuit and I would finally agree again on something about the NFT shit. Because we would be on the same boat on that one.
Yeah. What else was there? We did the first. I had to check on episode. So we just called it the Dropped Frames Special Edition, which took place on. So there was episode 9, and then the next episode we were actually at PAX East 2015.
Oh, I love that show. That was so much fun.
Yeah, this is
our first live appearance. That was
there's
so great.
DJ Wheat's kid right there up on stage with us. Was this in this was Boston, right? Yeah, this was definitely Boston. The old Albatross Theaters.
Looking like Lenny over there, dude.
Yeah, Jesus. Very much a Lenny. Yeah, Wheat looks had they been acquired by Amazon? They were, right? That was 2013 when Twitch got acquired?
No.
I think it was, right? When did Amazon buy Twitch?
No.
2014. Yeah.
Wow.
$970 million.
Yep. Almost, just shy of $1 billion. I gave them so much shit
Crazy.
at that party. I was like, you could have been bought for $1 billion. Way to go.
Yeah, almost made it. Almost made it.
And here we are, and Wheat just announced that his departure got bumped up like a week or 10 days or something.
Yeah.
And now like he's leaving Twitch.
Yeah.
That's wild. It's crazy how many full circle things are here right now.
True. It's true. There was this episode right after the PAX East. We did we let Shannon have the show for a week with Lowell Renee. No longer called that on Twitch. I think it's just Renee. Dex bonus. And Renee actually left for Mixer and now is back. That's how much time has passed. And then, of course, Casey Tron. Casey Tron was on an episode of Drop Frames. I completely forgot about that. That's the thing that happened. Because Casey Tron was definitely like, that was like she was like the drama back then, ultimately, right? I think if I recall.
That was a different time because that was pre just chatting.
Yeah.
Right? Or was it around that time? So that was a very different. That was a very different. Everything changed with just chatting.
It did.
So everything got a little bit more drama oriented, I'd say.
Yeah.
So even the dramatic people at that time were a lot. It was a lot different than it is now.
Old drama was so much less drama-y.
It was actually.
Yeah.
We thought back then it was drama.
Like,
we didn't see anything yet.
Trolling and drama back then was like rarely had real world consequences. You know,
right.
Like maybe you got shit on online, but you know you walk out, your regular life is just fine.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Back when live stream fails was about failing in games instead of life.
It's true. For some reason, week 16 was entitled Chicago Mods and More. What happened in Chicago? Were you at C2E2 or something? Was that Chicago? Okay. Also,
was that the porn convention?
No, that was at E3.
We had the chorus. Okay.
Yeah, that was at the E3 section.
And it wasn't a porn convention. It was one porno like VR game at E3.
Yeah.
I love that you remember it as a porn con. Like Zeke went to the fucking the AVN porno.
I remember. What was it? The adult entertainment correspondent.
Yes, that's what it was at E3. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, I came back with a full review of Naughty America's VR videos.
Stuff. Yeah, at E3.
Yeah, it was.
E3 was better back then. Also, week 16, part 2.
Right.
The second week of that, we had Omid on from opgroup.tv. That was that was the first time we had him on. Yeah. Also, the week after that, we had Hassan, not Hassan Abi, but Hassan from Twitch, who no longer works there.
Yep.
So that was just great 2 weeks in a row. that one.
We've had a lot of
dude. Now
people.
listen. Okay. Let me just ask you all this question: of all the people we've interviewed, who thought that I'd still be around?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Lyric was
thought
also
that I
on
would
there.
last.
Episode 18, right after that.
Mhm.
Forgot we had Lyric on. It was one of the first times he used cameras on Twitch. I thought that was so much later on in like the show. That was only week 18, episode 18. There's Gathalion. And then we did our first E3 coverage in 2015.
Alien.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Back when he was the top of Twitch.
Yeah, because of Destiny
all
stuff.
all of the Destiny community. Like,
Oh, Destiny?
all that stuff.
I can talk about that.
Yeah. Oh,
Week
Alien
25.
used to run that game.
We had Future
Was it
Man
Destiny?
Gaming.
Oh yeah, FMG.
Yeah. Wait, we had Pluto on the show?
Yeah, that was when we were talking about something that like some kind of TOS thing that changed, right? Or was that
Maybe.
Bits? No. That's when we had the guy that ran the Bits.
We did have. That was a different
Dang.
show. This is Pluto.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember how so many times in that show we were like, "Yeah, this is just the beginning. This is gonna be so exciting. This is just the beginning," and then nothing happened.
Yeah.
None of that stuff we talked about happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, I forgot.
My hair and facial hair is different again.
Are
Yeah.
you smoking, Zeke?
He probably had a vape pen.
Vaping. Yeah,
Vape.
vaping.
Yeah.
Pluto's still at Twitch, right?
They
Yeah,
just-
he's still over there.
Yeah, Pluto basically runs Austin Twitch
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that like he's the account manager for all the Austin streamers for sure.
Oh, wow.
But this was
Hey,
that was
man.
in my old apartment, like my old shitty, like single bedroom, crappy ass apartment. I was streaming from my couch, which I'm going back to a couch. Hopefully this weekend. I'm gonna try and see if I can make a couch work. But yeah, I had that, and I like it was. There's still a couple episodes you can find out there in the early days of me streaming and of drop frames, maybe where I just had a lit cigarette. I was just sitting there with a lit cigarette because every once in a while I would just say fuck it because I wasn't supposed to smoke in the apartment, but it was shitty anyway. So like it probably weren't gonna notice.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
I'd
the
just be
apartment?
sitting there like, yeah, fuck it. I'd light up a smoke and just talk with you guys.
Was that the apartment where I sent you that super oversized print? Or is that not that one?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I had no place to put it, dude. I still don't have a place to put it. It's in our guest room. So whenever anybody stays, they're like, who are those two guys in that very blurry picture? Was that taken on a phone? Like, yes,
Nice.
it was.
Nice.
It was
Oh
very much taken on a
no!
phone.
We had PAX Prime 2015. 2015, there's a lot going on. I was Mr. Cool Guy wearing shades for some reason all live show long. Tally was
You look
on
like
the
a
show.
poker player.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't really remember. Zeke's drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon. That might not be water, or maybe that was
I
water.
brought that PBR tall boy.
Yeah. Oh, and what did we used to do? We would call this. Did we call him a bear? And that was the thing that.
Yeah, that was a meme for a
very-
while on my channel.
Yeah.
Like everybody would say, nice teddy bear, and
Yeah.
it's a cat, and I would, make a deal of it.
It's been long enough, but in the chat, somebody's asking, "What is a convention?"
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. Back in ye olden days, people used to try to get as close together as possible
In one place.
in one place about 2 to 3 times a year.
Indoors.
And we would all spit in each other's mouth. And then we would go home and
Oh,
see
shit.
who got the craziest flu. And
We
that
would
was the
name
PAX
the
box.
flu. We would name the flu after the conference.
Yeah, it was the
and
PAX
just be
box.
proud of that. It was wild.
Yeah. That's
You
how
would
that all
also, it was kind of like going through like a, not a food court, but like one of those places where they have, you can try different ethnic
Buffet.
food.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like that, but with like nerd stink.
Ah.
It's like, oh, what is that?
You've done
Am I
Gamescom,
taking
right?
A whiff of.
Zeke's been
That's
to
okay. There's
Gamescom.
sweat. There's definitely sweat in there, but I'm getting notes of grease. Is there a grease?
Yeah, me and Cohh have never been to Gamescom.
You two are so lucky to have missed that.
We know.
It's
I know.
great.
I don't know if Cohh knows, but I know. I never had interest.
I've been to Gamescom twice, and both times we were the Twitch booth was lucky enough to have a their booth
Separate.
was close to like an outside, like the walkway garage thing that people would, and it was nice because the breeze would come through,
Yeah.
so we'd get some outside air. Like we weren't in the epicenter where it was,
Like where those
the eye
where
of
those
the
two
stink.
airs where those two airs hit each other, like thunder clouds would form in the
Ugh.
building. That's how different the airs were.
Jeez,
God.
that
wild.
sounds terrible. Yeah, terrible.
Yes.
A perfect stink, if you will.
Week 53 was when we first had Maximilian dude on the show. That's crazy to think there's 250 more episodes from that, and that was the first time we had him on. He's been on the show
He's been
a
on
shit
many
ton of
times since.
Yeah. Danny B Style was on week 58. We had
Hey.
who was it that came on from St. Jude? Because that was week 59. Was that Zach?
Oh, Zach?
Maybe Zach?
Yeah, Zachary. Yeah.
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 Zachary Wynn came on. Oh, here's a new haircut for Zeke here in this episode.
What was that? Oh yeah, the mohawk. Yeah,
The
yeah.
mohawk. Yeah.
I rocked that for a little bit. I
You
liked
did.
it. I have a decently shaped skull.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked for sure.
I have a decently shaped skull should be just on your resume.
I would agree.
Like under like qualifications, and then under like special ability. What is it? What's the line? It's not special abilities. That's
Special
that's
attributes.
A D&D character sheet.
Special ability. Nice.
Other talents or something. It would be like my skull is very nicely
Decent.
shaped.
Friend
Decent.
of phrenologists.
Wow.
We had
Yeah.
Dave Lang on the show. Do you guys even know? Do you remember who Dave Lang is? I don't know if Cohen's.
yeah.
I don't think you guys knew who he
No,
was when I brought him on the show,
dude.
and I don't know if you
We
remember who he is now. I love Dave
I
Lang.
still don't
He
know
was
who
the
he is.
dev, right?
The first time
Yeah.
I met Dave Lang was at Gamescom
Yeah.
in a bar at the
Oh.
end of a day.
Oh, that sounds
and
fun.
this guy is tall.
Yeah.
Like I'm tall. This guy is tall, but this guy's also big, right? And he looks kind of mean. He's lovely, but he looks kind of mean. He's like
He's got
if
like
Phil
a mean
Spencer.
mug. Yeah.
If Phil Spencer was tall and scarier, right? That kind of thing. Because Phil also looks like he would steal your lunch money. But
A different
walked up
type
to
of
Dave.
skill, though. Yeah.
right, I walked up to Dave and I introduced myself, and Dave looked at me and he's just like, "So what do you want?" I'm like, just to introduce myself, and he looks at me and is like, "Did you know I'm a breakdancer?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Show me." He's like, "I'm not going to do that for free." I'm like, "Well, how much do you want?" He's like, and he looks at the drinks, he looks at the prices, and he's like, €5. I'm like, okay, so I grab €5, and the guy gets on the floor sideways
Yeah.
and just kicks his foot, trying to rotate. He gets like maybe 20 degrees.
He's doing
of
the Homer
rotation.
Simpson.
Yeah, and he gets back up, and he's like, "How's that?" I'm like, "Pretty shit." He's like, "Well, you clearly know nothing about breakdance, and just took my €5 and
Smart
ordered
man.
a drink."
See, I feel like there's two Dave Langs, and we definitely got business Dave. You got like normal Dave or party Dave. 'Cause
Party Dave.
He was very much business Dave when he was on the show.
He can switch between the two. It's
He definitely
remarkable.
can.
Yeah.
Episode 71.
But did we cover what he does? What like?
Dave Lang. Dave Lang goes to Gamescom and drinks and break dances for money.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
that's what he
at
does.
Iron
That's what he's known for.
Yeah, he's he's C-level exec. I don't know which exec he is at the moment, but he works at Iron Galaxy. They're responsible for like Killer Instinct, Dive Kick.
They just announced their new game.
Yeah,
right.
Rumbleverse is Iron Galaxy.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The wrestling BR.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the-
Okay.
He
the thing is,
Potentially.
you said David.
CPO.
Co-CEO. Yeah, with
CPO.
CPO. Okay. 'Cause
Adam Boyce,
Adam
formerly
Boyce
of
is CEO.
PlayStation, is CEO.
You said Dave Lang, but if you said Joseph Jabroni,
Yeah.
I would know who it is. 'Cause
That's
That's
his
his
Twitter.
name on
That's
Twitter.
his Twitter account.
'Cause
Yeah.
I still follow him.
Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic Twitter. They will probably have a very good year. I would suspect that this year will be.
Oh yeah.
They're working on a lot of stuff.
Epic is positioning Rumbleverse as like the next Fortnite.
Yes.
So I mean, if it takes off, he's in an amazing place.
Yeah,
I really hope for them. You know, Iron Galaxy has been doing a lot of cool stuff, but it really looks like this is sort of a big risk for them.
Yeah.
So, like, I hope it pays off. Like, they're a good studio, they're good people. So let's hope this plays.
Dude, and the game is fun.
Yeah,
I played it.
I watched.
Rumbleverse is fun.
Like
it's
8 hours.
It's dumb fun. It's a good time, and you don't need to be super good at aiming, and it's still good. So I mean, yeah, it's got a lot going for it.
Turns out it's fun to just like drop kick someone off the side of a skyscraper and chase him down and elbow throw him when they land in one shot.
But he had suplex him. Start the suplex at the top, and then you just jump and you spiral all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Episode 71 was our No Man's Sky show. That was the first time we discussed No Man's Sky. Probably the first of like 10 episodes where No Man's Sky was discussed.
Damn, I can't believe the game is that old. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
To think where it is now from where it is in this is wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually already really like this version of the game.
Like when it first released?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was a different game, but I had fun with it. It just, I think a lot of people got overhyped because of the marketing. I'm a developer,
you had to make
so I was kind of,
You had to make
I'm a game developer.
Yeah. I was the same way. I had like, I think 40 or 50 hours in No Man's Sky when it came out. But that's because I set my own goals. And like that was my game. The game it was a giant sandbox with no real direction. And it kind of just, it did a few things pretty well. And that was the game. And if you could get on board with it, if you had fun in the sandbox, I mean, there was stuff to do. But the problem is you could just look around and see all the stuff that was like unfinished or half implemented or just not there or just not really well thought out. And I mean, it was
really cool
test in a lot of ways.
Yeah. It's cool how they turned it around. Awesome.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And funny enough, now these days it's become the pillar. Like now, like Cyberpunk comes out, it's a mess. Are they going to pull a No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
like it's like a verb now. It's like an adjective. It's like are they going to No Man's Sky it? Are they going to NMS it? And it's like, man, that tells you something right there.
Yeah. What episode was this? Week 78, episode 78. This was at the second ever TwitchCon.
The answer's no to that, by the way.
This episode contains both one of my favorite moments in Drop Frames and also one of my least favorite moments. I'll tell you what it is. The first one is how they introduce us here. Zeke, do you remember what I asked you to do? Do you remember what happens here at the start?
I run around for the song.
Yeah, it worked.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, hey, Zeke, go get them hyped up. And I didn't know what that meant. And then you just started like running around at full pace. I was like,
doing the high fives.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It was like, what am I think this also happened at like 10 a.m. in the morning or like 11
really early
in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Zeke looks like he doesn't remember it. To be honest,
I am almost definitely hung the fuck over right now.
Like what?
Oh God, I'm doing the.
What a rebel!
Yeah.
What a rebel!
Yeah.
Fuck your couch.
Yeah. They also introduced us one by one here. That's one of my favorite memories.
Yeah.
One of my least favorite memories. I don't know when it happens in here. I think we get.
Can you just go back just real quick? Go back to Cohh coming out.
Sure. Yeah, right there.
This was the biggest surprise for me. That not only like this wasn't when we met. We met at PAX East or PAX South, but the biggest surprise for me with Cohh was not only was he as tall as me, but you were like that big around. Like I felt like if I picked you up, I would snap you into it.
Yeah.
I
wish
hug,
I was still anywhere close to that.
That hug, though, it looks like Cohh walked into you with quite some force. Like that was not like a small like, just like
that was like a chest bump right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
Me and Zeke at this point had our Intel Next Top streamer. We had
that's right. You were bonded in the fire. Yeah,
we were soldiers that had to crusade against.
That's right.
So that was a thing. Also, by the way, for those that are also wondering, that was called a hug. That's when two people actually have invade each other's personal space, and at points even use hands to embrace each other. We don't really do that anymore, but they were fun back in the day.
It's true. It's true. I almost fell right there.
Oh, Joe.
I almost fell almost every single one. My least favorite moment. This was the E3 where we had, I think Jason. Yeah, Jason Maestas from Twitch. And
this wasn't the Vinland?
No. That was
Okay.
2019, 2018. Anyway,
Jason was big at Twitch for a long time.
he was, yeah. This was the E3 where for some reason, or the TwitchCon, where for some reason I decided to say fuck Hearthstone on there with Sean up there. Let me tell you, it didn't go over well with that. It didn't go over well with the crowd, and Blizzard did not like it whatsoever.
Did you say it like in a mean tone, like in a like?
I think the context was Jason was talking about Twitch Prime, and maybe there was a new WoW expansion up or something, and Jason was like, "Oh yeah, you can get a card or a backing or something with Twitch Prime. That's some of the stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, but fuck Hearthstone. Like, who gives a fuck about Hearthstone? Like, when's the WoW content?"
Just drop the hammer.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was.
If you had just gone with.
And Sean was kind of like, what? I was like, yeah, fuck Hearthstone, right? And I looked at the crowd, crickets. Just absolute crickets. And I
don't think it was the fact that you said fuck Hearthstone. I think it was if it's true, if you do that, you doubled down on it. Fuck Hearthstone.
I like triple down.
No, fuck Hearthstone.
Is that around the time that Hearthstone came out? Like, how long had Hearthstone been out? Because I remember Hearthstone for a while was like the top 3 games on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, forever. Like, especially back when I first... Oh, no. It had been out a while.
Hearthstone came out in 2014.
Yeah.
So that
was 2017, you said?
That was 2 years. So this was 2 years into Hearthstone. So it was on its way... It was still probably pretty high.
It was still pretty big.
Yeah.
It was still pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it started to die down in like 2018, 2019. Die down being not at the top of Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
It still does.
It's still a thing.
I think it still does very well. Yeah. Yeah, that was only episode like 75, 74.
Yeah, I remember Hearthstone vividly because friend of the show, he hasn't been on in too long. We got to bring him back on at some point. Elohim. This guy started streaming like either right before me, and then within 6 months he got into Hearthstone, and because of the time he streamed, this guy in 6 months averages 10,000 plus viewers a day. And I'm sitting back here working my ass off, like getting like 100 to 200. I just remember being like, what are you?
And then here we have JP going, fuck Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you absolutely never get that crowd ever again.
Yeah, true.
Nailed it.
It's absolutely true.
So out of curiosity, because these days it's funny that you say that, because these days I don't feel like we hold back at all on anything pertaining to that. What was the and if you don't want to get into it, that's fine. What was the response from Blizzard? Like, were they like, that was not very nice?
Well, the response from Blizzard at the time was definitely, so around that time, the StarCraft devs were kind of on their way out. So like the friendships and the connections that I had were not as strong. But Overwatch was, that's what it was. I didn't say WoW. I said, when is the Overwatch shit coming to the Twitch Prime? Because Overwatch was getting to blow up. And so that actually hurt the Blizzard relationship around Overwatch so much so that I had to, I don't like, what's the word? I had to go the extra mile to make sure that the relationship wasn't completely severed because of that comment. Because like Blizzard's at that time was pretty tight knit. If you fucked with like one game, you fucked with the company, so to speak.
Right.
So I definitely had to like mend that relationship because I think Overwatch came out May 24th, 2016. So.
Oh, that's right, dude.
Yeah.
That's back when they actually cared about their products. No wonder.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Overwatch team was different than anyone else in the StarCraft team. So not only was it a hard get because the staff was different, but I was also going in there with preconceived notions that I shit on Hearthstone like 2 months prior or something like that. So I definitely like paid for that comment in the sense of like gaining back the social sentiment and the social favor within Blizzard at that time. But then it was
Don't forget
fine.
that it was also a very different time in the relationship between devs and streamers, right? Like the overweight was still far more towards the devs than it was towards the streamers at that point, and it's slowly shifted in y'all's direction. But back then, we could just say like, "Well, we didn't like that, so yeah, fuck you." and now if we do that, that's like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, just give them the fucking game and let them play it. They might be assholes about it, but at least people are watching.
Exactly. I don't know.
Man.
I don't know who this young man is that stumbled onto our show. Jericho.
Oh God, look at him.
Wow.
That was when he still had a soul.
Was it?
Well,
did he ever? I don't know. I don't know.
Fair.
I don't understand. Here's the thing.
I
Jericho
think
hasn't
Battle
changed.
Royale mod under
Player unknown.
under player unknown's name.
Yeah. I think this was
oh,
definitely.
that's
during
right.
the
We had
peak of
player
it.
unknown on.
We had him twice.
Dude.
I want to say.
Yeah,
oh,
both times.
man.
The last time we had him on was shortly before he became a gajillionaire.
Yes. Yeah. And that couch, and that lighting and that background changed to be made of just marble and money
diamonds and
stuffed
gold.
in his pants
Yes.
because he didn't have enough money. He didn't have enough banks
Funny
actually
enough-
put all the money in. Yeah.
He actually just hires a double for shows now. He doesn't even do them.
That's correct.
He's on a, yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's
Anyways,
Jericho. I thought that was
little-
my baby cousin Lance.
Little side
Reminiscing.
thing. What is Player Unknown up to outside
He has
of
a new
sleeping
company,
on
I
$100 bills?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think he's working on a game of some sorts. I want to say.
He's
Yeah,
completely no longer fishy with PUBG, right? Like he's got those guys.
He
I
might
think he's.
be. Let's see.
I don't know. He definitely opened. They'd opened an office in Amsterdam here in the Netherlands, and he's
Yeah.
working on a sort of like meta project, not like metaverse, but like a meta project
Yeah. So he
that
works.
he's working on.
This was September
September
2021.
16th, 2021. Yeah.
Yeah. He's working on a thing called Prologue.
Yeah, Prologue. That's it.
Yeah. It's called, and it's a new studio in Amsterdam called Player Unknown Productions. And Crafton, the creators or publishers or owners or whatever of PUBG, are a minority ownership in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, just in case you guys didn't know what the PU in PUBG stood for.
It's him.
It's been long enough that some people might wonder what the PU
Wow.
stands for. Everything
Like,
is
even
long
on-
enough at this point. It's ridiculous.
Even on his personal account, he hasn't tweeted for like 5 months. I wonder if he's like hard at work on it. That's cool.
He's
Yeah.
just a smart man. That's what is happening.
Also, the
He's
thin
smarter.
tweet, that beard though. That's
Yep.
delicious.
Oh, does he have a long beard?
Oh God, it's like Santa level. It's great on him. Yeah.
This article at venturebeat.com says Green's work led to a huge change in the first-person shooter genre and generated more than $5.1 billion in revenue for the mobile version of PUBG alone, according to the measurement from firm Sensor Tower. The PC and console versions have generated billions more revenue, with copies sold surpassing 70 million in mid-2020.
Yep. Oh, and honestly, could not have happened to a nicer man.
Oh,
This is
I
like
agree.
Oh yeah, he's
the
awesome. He's
sweetest
awesome.
dude.
He
He worked his ass off, like
Yep.
for exactly what he does. He's like the definition of passion. Like he
Yes.
was working his ass off,
Right.
like on mods.
But-
he knew he couldn't even sell them at the time. Like yeah, he absolutely killed.
But passion can also turn people into assholes, and he just avoided that. Like
True.
he is like the least. Like he has a passion to make stuff, and then now that he's like just covered in like money,
Yeah.
he's still a nice human. That's surprisingly rare for people that go from like, you know, just passion only focus, not really much of a like life around of that.
Sure.
And then it blows up, and now they have a lot of money, and now they got to figure out how to deal with money and social responsibility and being in the public eye, and shit goes wrong frequently. This guy came out like, fucking love the man. He's incredible.
I will always remember him because he was one of the first devs to understand, and I feel like maybe even more so than streamers did, understood the importance of like streamers and what they could do for a game, because they like Lyric essentially blew the BR game up on Twitch, and Brandon was a big part of that and like worked pretty closely with Lyric on a lot of that stuff. Anytime there was a new patch or new update, like Lyric knew because Brandon was sitting there like telling him that. So he was one of the first devs that I remember kind of working alongside of streamers in that regard, which is one of the reasons why we had him on the show. There was two.
Yeah, it was weird. I saw him again in person shortly after. Well, maybe not shortly after, but a little bit after PUBG went huge, and it was at some con. He was doing something there, and I met him in a green room lounge or something like that. And I was like, dude, what's going on? And like he looked exactly the same as he did, except you could tell like all of the clothes that he chose to wear, the t-shirt and jeans were like 10 times as expensive as like it looked basically the same, but I could tell like that's designer shit, but you're wearing the same shit.
Do you guys so there throughout Drops Frames, there's been 3 different like looks of it. Do y'all remember the second look that lasted 2 episodes, 2 weeks? Do y'all recall what that looked like? I did a full rebrand of the show before it became this, whatever this is.
Glitchy.
It was a thing. It was also one of the weeks where we talked about $25 subs on week number 100. Funny enough, because we did that was when I first did the rebrand. It was not good in retrospect.
I'm excited.
Oh,
that is a lot of bevel and emboss.
That's so Marvel.
This is maximum Photoshop.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I know the tutorial you used to make this.
Oh, I didn't make this. Someone did. But
I know the tutorial. I know the tutorial they used.
Yeah. No, it was the same graphics designer that made all the other stuff. This was just like, I think I was like, make it look professional. And this is what came back. I was like, okay, it's not bad.
Maximum bevel emboss.
Yeah.
And the metal. Oh my god, the scratches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know the tutorial. This is great. I used this to make spaceships.
This was also when Zeke played PUBG, I think. Maybe for a tournament or something.
Cohh yeah. Mm-hmm. God, there was a charity tournament that I participated in.
Yeah. There's is that Dark Souls 3 DLC, I guess? Something like that. This is episode 100. I'm just seeing what else is in here. Some of these older VODs, the YouTube does not like skipping around. They break quite frequently.
You know, I'm wondering if that isn't a better layout for the video, because I like the videos on the side.
It's bigger. There's more screen real estate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This was, if I remember correctly, this was definitely directly ripped off from Co-optional. Like this was their layout for when they showed games. So
did you go from that one to this one?
Yeah. 2 weeks after we introduced this. So that was episode 100. And then episode 102, we talked about Prey. And we had this. Also, Zeke's in a hotel room.
Oh, that's right. I had to do a lot of shows from hotels. I was doing a lot of traveling with Twist Studios.
Yeah. Was this you're probably in what, LA? Or San Fran?
What was the topic?
Talking about Prey, you're playing PUBG here, so I don't remember what it could have been.
What? Okay. October, no, it's in May?
Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like it's at like May 11th.
Yeah, May 11th, 2017.
So that's LA then, right? E3-ish?
Oh, yeah. Pre-E3 was...
I was doing cons, too, though. I was doing, like, Comic-Cons and stuff, so...
E3 was 3 weeks after that, 4 weeks after that.
Well, probably not E3, then.
Unless it was, like, Judges Week or something, but I don't know why you would be involved in that.
Was Zeke Judges?
I don't think so. Twitch might have had something.
Judges Week was fun. Really exhausting as a developer. Just stand there and have like 50 journalists come by and be like, "Let me play your game," and then just walk away with like, "Okay, thank you." Like, oh, just what the fuck is your opinion though? Like, what am I gonna get? Like, am I gonna get wrecked in the news? Is this good news? Is this bad news? What is happening?
I don't know.
Give me something.
Here's I skipped ahead about 99 weeks. Here's 199. We had Megan and Rebecca on from Play Warframe. Fun episode there.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I think this was either after or before TennoCon. It was right around the time of TennoCon, whenever this was. Probably 2019, 2018, something like that. And then episode 200, for some reason, was called the anime episode. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe Zeke and Cohh were playing, what is this? I was playing Final Fantasy 14. Shadow.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Danganronpa.
I asked Reb about her feet. I don't remember doing that. What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah. That's correct.
Well, but was it an innocuous question or was it embarrassing? Did I embarrass myself again?
The fact that you don't remember.
I don't think so.
I ask everybody about their feet. You know this, Rami.
You never asked about my feet. Oh wait, you did. Yeah, you did. At least 3 ones. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
He always does.
What cares important?
Why was this called the anime episode? Cohh was playing Borderlands 2. Was Borderlands 3 like on its way, I guess? Oh yeah, Borderlands 2 DLC. So you must have been playing through this for wow, this is kind of a whatever that effect is called. I guess you're playing Borderlands 2 and prep for Borderlands 3 here. But yeah, that was episode 200. Not much has changed since then. We're pretty much the same show. Since about episode, I would say like 103. It's been the same exact graphics and all that type of stuff.
It's good graphics.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that.
This color scheme is a lot less stark. It's more warm and inviting, you know.
Yeah, the like weird redesign was I mean, there's a reason why it lasted 2 weeks. The reception as well from chat and from YouTube comments, they did not like it, which is one of the reasons why it changed very fast. Because everyone is like, this fucking sucks.
I mean, it's very smart. If you wanted to, if you had told me now that this was like a ploy where you wanted this specific outlook and you just went to a way worse one for 2 weeks to make the transition more acceptable, that would be brilliant. That would be some quality management there.
That's some new Cohh classic fucking genius level shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
So man, that just dated me a lot, I'm sure. If you guys might not be old enough to remember, but Coca-Cola came out with new Coke back in the 80s. And everybody fucking hated it. But that was kind of Coke's plan. It's like, they're going to hate this. But once we come back with Coca-Cola Classic, and they were absolutely correct. They're like, fucking yeah, Coca-Cola Classic stock goes up. Made $1 billion, jillion. With some genius level marketing shit.
Yeah. And then 254 was our first interview with Phil. And then 280 was our second interview with Phil. I would say Phil's probably the biggest guest we've had on the show. In terms of where they're at in the gaming industry, and I'm trying to think if there's
Brian Fargo was
on. Brian Fargo was also there. That was 230. When was that? That was 248. That was actually one of the reasons why Brian Fargo was on the show.
Matt Mercer was big too.
Matt Mercer, yeah. Funny enough, we also had Troy on the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy will make you hate yourself.
Troy's very, very smart, very, very eloquent.
Yeah,
Talks a lot.
We'll talk
Lovely.
about Troy in the news.
Oh, he's a super great guy, and that's why you hate yourself, because you're like, I'm not him.
He's also incredibly well read.
So well read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sven was huge. And I think Sven is going to be like, especially when Baldur's Gate 3
right,
drops.
Sven. Yeah, we've had him on twice.
Sven was awesome.
I think we've had him on.
Sven.
Is it
In terms, you know what though? In terms of
Larson. Okay.
how many people in the world know them? We're missing one very key person.
Mike Shinoda.
Oh, right.
I would
Mike
argue
Shinoda?
I would argue.
Are you
that
just
Mike
going
Shinoda-
NFT gallery right now? Is that what?
I know, right? I know.
Oh,
Isn't that
you're right.
weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No,
had Mike
that
on twice.
Mike Shinoda has been on a couple times. He's always been. He's fantastic.
I loved
Fantastic.
Mike on the show. Yeah, he was great.
Mike Shinoda falls. Oh, he just did a big podcast Like basically, Mike Shinoda put out some tweets about NFT. He's very idealistic about NFTs. You can tell he's one of those people that wants to talk about what they could be instead of what they are. And he put up a tweet that got a whole bunch of feedback, especially from this guy. Good stuff. And he then one person replied to him with like a 10 tweet deep no, Mike, this is not how we do it. And he's a big anti-NFT guy. And at the end of it, he invited Mike Shinoda onto his podcast to talk about it. And I don't know if that's happened already or going to happen, but I'm very interested in hearing that podcast. Does anyone know, by the way?
I don't know.
Was it some rando or was it like a
No.
big
It's a guy with
it
a big
was
established
Brian.
podcast.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Oh, it happened according to my chat.
It did happen. Yeah, I'm curious how that went.
Oh yeah, we also had Jeff Keighley. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was, I looked up, so we went week 247. We had Sven on from Larian Studios. 248, we had Brian Fargo. And then 250, when was it 254? No, Mike Shinoda was 253. And then Phil Spencer was 280. So about.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
going places.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely had a lot of guests back then. Well, once you.
Phil's a good one.
Yeah, Phil is awesome. I mean, he's been on twice.
Phil's fantastic. Yeah,
He's great. Phil's the type of guy that not only you want to interview, but companies want you to interview him because he just does such a good job of
the thing that's so
get an Xbox.
The thing that's so incredibly cool about Phil is he is in a role that you almost always associate with just vacuous marketing talk.
Yeah.
And he is such an incredible straight shooter. He doesn't dance around topics. He answers your questions. It's very refreshing. It's very refreshing. He's in a really good place.
Yep.
I remember this guy can just tank my career in seconds, right?
Phil?
It's Phil. Yeah. He could. He literally has Microsoft on his side. It's more money than I have. And he has a lot of influence. So
Sure.
I have given that man shit so frequently, both in public and personally. And he has never, ever done anything but take it gracefully. And even publicly on Twitter, I once called him out because Forza 3 had come out or something. And it had great review scores, except from Destructoid.
Okay.
Destructoid just went yeah, this is a 3 out of 10. And Phil called Destructoid out, which I thought was not cool because, if you're a marketing executive, if you're an executive at a company, you don't go after the one negative review for a video game. And I called him out on it. And on Twitter, he publicly and promised to do better. And I'm not exec level stuff. Well, XX don't go on Twitter and go yo, sorry about that. I'll do better.
Yeah.
It's Phil. Phil cares. He genuinely cares about everything he does. And
he didn't fully forget because he remembered enough that your internet dropped when he started telling that story.
Yeah, that was him, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's just letting
we
you
got
know
the gist
he's
of it.
around.
Yeah,
they got me.
Phil's he's the ghost in the machine, letting you know I still exist, bitch.
Phil, I will find you. I will find you.
I still my that might be one of my favorite things I've ever asked in an interview was asking Phil Spencer if he's gotten a PS5 pre-ordered yet. Or if he's gotten a PS5. That was a lot of fun.
Of course he did.
Yeah. That was good stuff. He answered it it was a type of question where I was expecting a gotcha or just a fuck you type response. Some way, somehow, he gave the best PR response there and brought it back to the Microsoft conversation. I was like, you son of a bitch.
He's so good.
How did you do
so
You
good.
pulled that off, god damn it. That was very much a Phil response. It was a good one.
He's so good.
Yeah, so that's
What week was that?
For which one? For Phil?
For Phil, yeah.
254 and 280. The first one was 254 part 2.
There we go. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah. So we go Sven into Brian Fargo, into Mike Shinoda, into Phil Spencer. Episode 254 was Phil Spencer. 255 was entitled, and I know why, Introducing Nibbledim Sugar Tits. Because that was your goddamn character name in whatever game you were playing.
That's right.
Yo, what is happening?
No, I love one of my favorite parts about playing any video game RPG is when you get to name your character. And I let chat help me out with that. And we landed on Nibbledim Shugatix. It was like I want to say it was like an orc name or a.
You never watch Bodie Boatface or something? Is this letting chat name anything? It's
dangerous, is what it is ultimately.
Yes.
Yeah. And then 257, we had Jeff. So there was about a 7 or 8 week run where we just had like killer after killer interview. And then 258, it just started going downhill, you know?
Now you're stuck with me.
Yeah. What was that, Zeke?
BG3. Oh, Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that was your Baldur's Gate 3 character.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just went downhill until episode 300. Now it's just the absolute bottom, scraping just the bottom of the. It's no worse. Cannot do worse than this.
And also, it turns out opening up a playlist with 626 videos really fucking crashes Chrome. It does not enjoy having that many videos open whatsoever. So luckily we didn't crash there. Yeah. Do you guys remember the XSplit days of drop frames where it would just randomly like crash and or freeze and like, guys, I can't shut off the stream, so we're just going to keep going until I have to Alt F4. Then we'll be done with it. Yeah, I don't remember when I swapped over to OBS, but we must have been 100 episodes deep or something. It was not a short amount of time, for sure. What's the most viewed episode? I don't know what that would be, and I don't know how I would actually figure that out. I would think it's probably like the Phil show, though. That got picked up. In terms of like journalism and stories written about the show, it was probably...
there were articles.
Yeah, there was tons of articles. Yeah.
That made the news.
Yeah, because Phil said some stuff in there that anytime Phil speaks, I think he makes the news. And that happened on our show twice.
I think at one point he talked about, like, this is back when there were supply issues with the Series S. Or the Series X, and he actually mentioned something about the supply issues. And then I remember seeing an article like Phil Spencer says blah 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 about supply issues, and then it was like on the talk show drop frames. Phil and then it just kind of goes into it. So.
Well, it was also the Killer Instinct rumors as well, because he finally talked about that, and that started a bunch of conversation as well. So I don't know what the most viewed.
I mean, it's not like the Phil Spencer episode is not like light years ahead of anything else as far as views go.
Yeah, I mean, generally it's the first episode is the most viewed because it's just the oldest, but first episode only had, first episode's just shy of 100,000. What was Phil at? What was that episode at?
20.
Oh, so maybe the pilot might be up there.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the game of the year shows. Because those are like,
according to your 50. YouTube, it was the FF7 spoiler cast.
Is the most viewed?
Really? With Max?
158,000 for that.
Really?
For the FF7 spoiler cast.
I had absolutely no idea.
That makes a lot of sense because that was with Max, and Max is a huge YouTuber with a huge audience.
Yeah.
So like that would make a lot of sense.
I think there was also like Max went and did a podcast before that. With some, maybe it was with Easy Allies, I think. And I don't know if he had finished the game or something, but there was some sort of relationship between that show and this show that our show answered questions from it or something like that.
It was another spoiler cast. It was his thoughts on the ending there, and then he came over here and we talked about it too.
Okay.
So from what I heard from people that watched both, we covered a lot of the same stuff, but there was some different stuff too. So if you liked one, you liked the other. That would make sense. There's probably some play between that as well. In fact, to make the audience want to see both.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I had no idea that was the most viewed. Maybe we should do more spoiler casts.
Just more with Max.
Yeah,
really,
maybe we should let's get Max on the show more. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Did you guys see he's working out with that tonal thing? Did you? I actually might buy a tonal.
That's me in 2 weeks, dude.
Did you buy a tonal?
Yeah, I got a tonal right behind me.
How
I'm gonna be moving it down into the new Reno and everything and getting going.
Influence me. What was the process?
They actually come
Did
out
I
and
never
set it
hear
up for
influence
you.
me again?
What?
It's-
No, that's my favorite term. I love being
You
influenced.
can just say influence. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, they come out and install it. It's super easy. It's actually really cool. And most importantly, you can tweet out all of your workouts,
Nice.
which is super great. It synergizes fantastic with your Instagram for post-workout
out.
photos. And
I know it has all the social media.
I actually don't know if it can. I know it can tweet, but I have no idea about Instagram. I don't even think it has a camera. But anyway, it's cool. Like the cool thing about the tonal is that you do a test.
Yeah.
And then from the test, it like sets, okay, here's all of your weights for all the stuff you're going to do. So the test does like your legs and your upper body and your arms. And then it's like, we're going to set all of your reps at this weight. And then anything you do on the tonal then tracks that.
That's
and as
awesome.
it senses you getting better, it increases your weight automatically. So you never set any of that yourself. And it monitors your progress. There's like all sorts of cool stuff with it. So
That's awesome.
So it's like
Looking
a
forward to having
Peloton,
it.
but a workout now.
yeah, it's basically a giant screen. Like it's literally a huge
Goes on your
screen.
wall.
And then it has these 2 bars that have big resistance stuff on them. It's pretty
But-
solid construction.
Can those bars hold you?
It actually can give you a hug.
Tell you everything's going to be okay? Because I would
Yes.
buy that.
That's the self-assurance program. And it'll actually like, it wraps around you and everything. It's very comfortable.
I just use my ring. I just use my Ring Fit.
There you go.
There you go.
That also works. Yeah, I told myself, Cohh, and I told Aaron this as well. The only way that I'm going to buy that is if for like a month prior, I actually work out every day. Because I know if I buy that, it's going to go up on the wall. I'm going to use it like twice, be like, that was cool. I'm never going to use it again.
You will.
Yeah.
I think probably the most attractive feature is that every time you finish a workout, it actually encapsulates that in code and then mints it into an NFT, which you can then
Nice.
sell on a
I
market.
fucking would.
That's great. It's great.
It's Cohh's got like a visor like straight at me.
Like the checklist on the side of my monitor.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
know.
let me see if we can piss out. Let's see.
That's
Fuck
accurate.
Destiny. Flight Simulators for nerds. And here we go.
And then, of course, I think our greatest crowning achievement is episode 232, where we had one Barry Carlisle on in the episode entitled "I Made This Smile," where Barry shows his power and I think just kind of controls the show for that entire episode. So, yeah, that's 300-ish episodes in recap. I don't have much else to say on the subject. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, so we'll just continue doing more drop frames. But that's pretty much it for me. Zeke or Cohh, if you guys want to say anything, or even Rami, now's the time to do it, because I think we're going to cut to a break after this, then come back and get back to business as usual.
Did we go to Rami's first episode? Did we look at that?
I can pull it up.
Oh God.
I don't know which one it is.
I don't know.
When was it?
That's actually going to be pretty hard to find. Maybe it was 228. That would
It'll
be
be a year and a half ago or something.
228 definitely has you on here. No, we already had our new intro, so that doesn't make sense at all.
144 people are saying.
That makes more sense. Yeah, Rami interview part 1 for 2 hours. Oh, this was when I just moved to St. Louis, because I'm upstairs.
This is before my green screen.
Yeah.
I'm still in the same room. I'm still sitting exactly there.
Yeah.
Rami, you could literally step out of that into today's show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. Hey, Rom. You want something? You want a little ammo for your shit talking gun?
Uh-oh.
Your episode, that episode right there, has 2,000 more views than Phil's episode.
Wow.
That's what
Nice.
you get for breaking my internet, Phil. Huh?
Nice. Also, my camera is very 60 FPS here.
I look the same. That's horrifying.
It might be the contrast to Rami's camera that's making it look so 60 FPS.
Oh yeah, go shit on my camera.
Because we all look pretty 60 FPS here.
Fuck.
Dude, I'm looking at this and I'm just annoyed. Like, God damn it, Zeke, fix your fucking contrast, bro. The contrast is way off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super pink in this as well. So with my draped green screen over a
pale
thing.
I don't have those
What?
I don't have my glasses anymore because I dropped those in a toilet.
Ah, okay.
I just realized that's like I have the same headphones. It's a similar shirt, but it's different glasses because, yeah.
That is like, I didn't realize that's like almost the exact same shirt except a different color.
Exactly. I just washed it with some red stuff, and now it looks like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were wearing a crew neck, like, or the zipper neck, like you had that. I didn't realize yours was a button up.
Yeah. Also, a random tidbit that no one's going to care about, but this is one of the few shows where I was bottom right in this overlay because of the no green screen situation. And Zeke took the spot. He shifted over to the left.
No, looking at that screen right there, you definitely think that Cohh was running the show. And like
so you were a
guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially JP was a guest that they just woke up like, oh shit, sorry, I'll be there. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, I remember this was so I had just moved up here to St. Louis. Me and Aaron had just bought this house and the basement had not been completed yet. So I was in our guest room, which was it's upstairs, and all of the noise in the house, because it's an open air house design floor plan, it filters into that room. So I had to shut the door. This is St. Louis in the middle of summer. So it's like 100+ fucking degrees outside. And I have this giant in-room AC unit that was loud as fuck. And so I was probably very annoyed this episode going into it because I was probably like constantly sweating. The audio sounded like shit. And Rami's internet was probably also making me upset. But it looks like it settled here. So maybe we just settled into it.
I probably have I have a good internet connection, y'all. It's just that you're far away.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah, it's the internet connections. 100%. I think we were on... When did we start using vMix? Do you guys recall?
I think you had me go on vMix for this one already. So
that's
I don't remember ever.
Ago.
I don't remember ever being not on vMix with y'all.
Yeah. Because we used Skype. Then we used Zoom, I think, for a couple episodes. And then I think we stayed on Zoom until vMix, if I recall. I don't know if there's like another system that we used, but
I just remember seeing vMix for the first time and being like, wow, this looks amateur as shit. And then logging in and being like, oh no, it's great.
Nice.
The login screen looks so bad. It's like, come on, yo, fix it.
Yeah, that was 2018. Yeah, I bought the vMix key in 2018. So this might have been one of the first shows we had with vMix. But yeah, anyways, those are that's my recollection there off the top of my head of all the Drop Frames episodes. So we can cut to a break unless Cohh, Zeke, you guys have anything you want to say?
We didn't talk about I remember back when we were still rotating channel to channel to channel. Like we'd take turns.
Yep.
Hosting Drop Frames at the beginning there. And I remember the day I crested 10,000 viewers on my channel, the first time and only time for a very long time that I ever got past 10,000 was when we had Lyric on. And I was like, oh shit,
that
my
week
turn
was on
this
your
week. And we got Lyric. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that I forget when that started and when that ended, because I think we've been streaming to everyone's channel for about 2 years now, maybe something like that. Year and a half. Yeah, it's been a while. But we definitely did the channel rotations for a while there as well. And I completely forgot that you got the Lyric episode on your channel, because I think he also hosted you. Did he not? I think Lyric hosted your channel. Probably. Yeah.
Because I'm sure he was streaming and then he was like, well, got to go do this Drop Frames thing, and then hosted it. And then, yeah.
Well, cool. Any last words, any things like that here in our episode 300 whatever this is, reunion special. Let's call it that for some reason, because that's funny. That's all the rage these days, is a reunion special.
See you at episode 500.
There you go. We're gonna skip 400.
Do it.
It was just gonna be a normal stream.
Yep.
I'm okay. We should actually do this every 300 episodes. We'll celebrate the show every 300 episodes.
Yeah, weird. We made it through like 200 Centennials, and then we were just like, let's do a recall episode.
Yeah, that makes every 300 episodes. That's when we'll do it. Yeah, cool.
Sounds good.
I think there's very few podcasts that are this long. I think of it what you will. I think Joe Rogan just crossed 1,000 last year, or like a couple months back. So I know there's some out there that have like 1,000 episodes, which is fucking wild. That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes. But
he's every week too, right?
Yeah, I think sometimes multiple episodes a week. So he kind of cheats in that regard, but he's been around a while.
He's on 1,700 plus apparently.
Oh my God, really? Then yeah, he's almost at 2,000. Jesus, he does 2 to 3 a week. Okay. Easy Allies was 300 last week.
Sheesh.
Really? Game Trailers has been like that dead for that long, and Easy Allies has been around for that. That's wild. That's absolutely insane that that's the case. Anyways, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk NFTs, I guess. Rami's really chomping at the bit to talk about it. And then Phil actually he did an interview and said some fun stuff in said interview. We'll discuss that. Talk a little bit about God of War, because that's out on PC now. I'm interested to hear how the port is, see what Zeke's been up to. I won't talk about League of Legends because it's still League of Legends at the end of the day. And we'll see what else makes it into the next hour and 20 or so of the show. So don't go anywhere. More drop frames coming up right after this. We'll see you guys then.